Honors to Brother Marcus Messiah, Garvey Bay. Honors to the members of the Moorish Science of America and the stations of the Moorish Science of America. Honors to the stations of the past leaders of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA. Honors to all brothers and sisters who are striving to learn the truth that they do not know their nationality, but they are coming to consciousness of being no longer accepting being black, Negro, colored, or Afro American, African American. Praise Allah to all those who have a desire for the truth. Today's show, Lesson of Life, Part 1. We, as a group of people, that we may reach of a certain age of maturity and feel like when we become 18 or 19, 20, 21, whatever, we feel like we're grown and we got everything figured out what we're going to do. But life goes through its twists, its turns, its tailspins, its ups and downs, highs and lows, trials and tribulations, and we still have to take heed and be under our mother and father's wing because they have already been there and done that. And so on and so on. But as far as living life itself, or going through the highs and lows of life, and coming out of situations and still remain strong and still be married for 45, 50 plus years. Praise Allah. And people think marriage right now is like going to go pick up a toy in a store and you're going to play with your toy. And you don't like that toy no more, so you want another one. Man, that's what bed hopping is all truly about. That's what having multiple spouses. After you marry one, you want to divorce one, get another one, and repeat. Being promiscuous. Islam. Peace and blessings, family in the chat. Peace and blessings to all of you who were in the chat. But we have to understand that a person who appears to have our best interests in life do not have our best interests in life. And this is how you stop yourself from being hurt by people like that. You give a little bit of information about yourself and you assist with information about yourself. But you don't give them your whole life story, you just give them a little bit of information about yourself. By doing that, you see when their attitude is going to change. And if you see that Islam, Maya, Skull 349, Islam. All right, peace and love. Yeah, so a person who is genuine is automatically going to approve her from day one. Now the question is, how far they're going to go. Let me see, who was that in the chat right there? Micah, Islam, peace and blessings. Yeah, heaven on to all those who are listening. So we have to take into strong consideration that just because we end up meeting someone doesn't mean that they have our best interest. Now, the person who has our best interest is going to pull us to the side and talk to us and tell the truth of how it goes at work, how it goes in school. This is what is appropriate. This is what's not appropriate. This stuff should be already being taught at a very young age. Children. You know what I mean? The only way you can figure out what the parents are, the mother and father are like, I don't know why I said parents, but is to look at how the child acts. The child acts a very peculiar way, being evil, being spiteful, malicious, and domineering, and want to be a narcissist and all that stuff. And then you know how the child is being taught to be evil. You know what I mean? So when you start understanding behaviors and states of minds, you begin to see what the person's lacking and where the happiness supposedly or allegedly is. But all in all, if you stop, you know what I'm saying, uplifting a specific individual or individuals or group of people, and they turn their back on you, you don't get mad, you get even. This is how you get even, yo. That's what I do. I tend to be real nice, kind, you know what I'm saying? I don't say the things I normally say. I just say, thank you very much, have a good day, you know what I'm saying? You know, see you again, whatever, right? And then when stuff started hitting the fan, then that true personality comes out because they've been hiding it for so long. Here we go. When you're dealing with people who want to be in charge and all this and all that, and want to try to dominate the conversation, always remember, anytime someone has the last word doesn't mean they have the truth. They just want to be heard. But I'm gonna say this much: if you tell the truth, and the falsehood comes second, just always remember, truth always wins because truth stands alone. Jose, I don't know what you're talking about. You need to really chill out right now on ice. But just to say that once you understand where a group of people or an individual acts maliciously because of jealousy, envy, you know what I mean? And once a person feel like they don't get that special treatment no more, those kind words, they begin to feel displaced. They feel a sense of being unease. And the only way a person can re-enter a friendship is by admitting they're wrong. Me personally, I really could care less. I got a chosen few, a handful of friends I can say, oh, they're my friend. If I call them, they're there. They'll help me. But I will say this much: to be surrounded by a group of people that you say that are your friends, you really don't know them. You truly don't know what their ulterior motive is. But yet and still, you want to hold on to that friendship, and because you guys got such a long history, it's hard to let go. So now the question is, the person proved as to be a snake, and they've been snaking and bamboozling y'all for quite some time. And all the while they've been doing all the backbiting and all this. So now we have to understand, where is our friendship really true? And now we gotta say, it's time to cut them loose and step back. Because now you're about ready to put hands on them and hurt them for whatever reason. So they're not really worth your time. So that just goes to show you that a person's true colors is going to show, and only a person is going to really manifest who they truly are. You just gotta wait to see when it's gonna happen, and you gotta test them too. You gotta really test them. If you got a friend who's jealous, you know what I mean, and they don't like your accomplishments, they don't like none of the good stuff that's happening to you or whatever, and then all of a sudden they flip out on you, they spaz out on you, as they say. They be capping, as the young people be saying, right? That means you need to disassociate yourself. Put that person on block mode. Because it could get real deadly. Jealousy, I'm going to tell you what jealousy leads. Jealousy leads someone to do some real bodily harm for you to end someone's life. And to be honest with you, that's the type of friend I don't even want. I don't even want to be around that person. But at the same token, as they say, keep your enemies closer, I say keep your friends and your enemies as close as possible. So that way you gotta know when they're gonna snap. If a person shows, let's just say you got a friend, right? And that friend really likes you, and there's words going around your other friends saying, yeah, that this person really like you, they want to be with you or whatever. And they be like, I don't trust that person, right? As far as relationship, because that person's very toxic in relationships. They like to be things made up or whatever. They want to be with you, they want to holler. They like what they see, they like what you're about. And all you're going to do is what? You got two options. Give in, accept this fictitious relationship as a fairy tale, and think that everything's going to be all good. Or, number two, keep them as a friend, but keep them as a distance and see how they're going to act. If they start acting jealous around you, then that's your sign to not pursue a relationship. It's not worth it. Because jealousy can take you to a dark hole of hell while you are consciously alive, to the point where you might want to get a restraining order on that person. You can't make it up. And see, this is what I call Lesson Life Part 1. Because having friendship is number one. You will understand what their family is about. You will understand how they function, how they think, how they react, how they move on certain things, and so on and so on. And once you figure that out, and you start seeing a whole bunch of bad tendencies, bad habits, you begin to see things that don't agree with your morals and your upbringing, that's already signs right there that it's about time to cut it loose. It's about time to lose that friendship with that specific one. Because you already understand, you already have an understanding. If that person does not have any goals or don't want nothing to do in life but just hang out all night and party, but every time he works and get his big paycheck, all he want to do is party. I say this, there's certain things you could do in moderation, but life is more than just partying and dressing up and put on your best suit. She put on her dress and her heels or whatever. All that stuff is all carnal. But what about when you get wasted? When you get alcohol, you turn into a totally different person. You're not who you are anymore. So that means you have accepted and summoned your devil, your lower self, into your mind. But all of a sudden, now you're losing control of yourself. And there's only going to be two things. You're going to end up dead or you're going to end up locked up. Two things. Same way how gangsters are going to end up, or paralyzed. Take your pick. Now you have to really take into consideration that life throws monkey wrenches at you. It pulls up to see how are you. And once you start understanding that these things become a condition, that they're going to change and pass away, just like a bubble that blows up, and then once it reaches a certain altitude, it pops. It's an illusion, there's no more. So once you start understanding these things, now you understand. Now you understand to a certain degree what life is all truly about. Because people are going to have their emotions. People are going to have their ways of thinking. People towards you. People are going to act. They're going to put on a Halloween costume and pretend like they're an angel. All. How many people you got that's your friend that's backbiting against you right now? How many people you got who are Judases, who are like Pope Benedict Arnold or something like that? How many snakes are in your chat friends, so to speak? These are things that needs to be taken into consideration. And once you start thinking, and once you start being the person who is outside looking in, you will see that a person is going to show their true colors without doubt or contradiction. And this is why it's important, young people, that y'all need to be very careful in the things and the decisions you make. Once you have, oh, Islam, I miss Jackson. Okay, Islam, peace and blessings, heaven high. Uh, yeah, you gotta be very mindful of who you surround yourself with. I don't know if y'all see that old school movie way back in the day. It's called Ghost. His name is Patrick Swayze, and Demi Moore was in that movie. And it appeared to be his closest friend is the one who got someone who is a non-convicted felon and set him up to kill him. And man, it was sad that how a person who is your closest friend is going to be the one to do you in because of jealousy and envy, because over money. For the lust of money is the root to all evil. Never understand, and never I will understand the love of money. You can't love something and then and it changes your perception. It changes your thinking. It possesses you to do evil. I don't know how good can do evil. Good and evil can't come together until we start understanding how people operate and the behaviors and the narcissist thinking and sadistic behavior. They quick to see other people get harmed, being bullied, and all this other stuff. Once you start understanding, start seeing those things, then we all begin to understand that's a person you want to leave alone because that person got a hidden agenda. What's their angle? What's their ulterior motive? Now, to a flip side of thing, you could be around your friend for 3 or 4 years, and every time you get around your friend, they always smiling, always happy to see you. They tell you that they love you dearly. and you tell them you love them back. It doesn't mean it's anything carnal. It's the energy and the vibrations and the ethers that puts out who that person truly is. You will want for your friend as you want for yourself. It's like wanting for your neighbor as you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And not committing harm to where you want to lose that friendship. Because some people make mistakes, some people make errors, but love doesn't hurt nobody. Love only hurts the people who don't accept it. So that tells you that truth is more stronger than falsehood. I want people to understand that no matter what your friend is going through, he or she, they have a good spirit. They have a good heart. They want for others as they want for themselves. They love themselves as they love others to a certain degree. And that you are irreplaceable. You got this charismatic energy about you that people love. Your words are very uplifting and kind. That makes people want to be your friend for life. Not as a mate, not as a husband or a wife, but just as a good friend. Somebody you could talk to. Someone who's from brother to brother, nothing sexual, no homo going on, no, none of that. No Sodom and Gomorrah going on. No, but just a brother talking to his brother just to get clarity because he's in darkness. His thoughts are clouded with a whole bunch of gray and black clouds and can't see that there's grass on the other side. There's paradise on the other side based upon your perception and what you think. And it gets to the point where either your friend is going to be with you right or die for forever until death do you part. And it's all good. The question you need to ask yourself, this is lesson number one. What do you have to offer humanity? What do you have to offer to uplift people without harming them? Where do you have to give someone who is hungry something to eat? You got a pocket full of dollars. These are the things you want to ask yourself. These are the questions that you want to ask yourself and say, did I do something wrong? Or did I say something wrong to someone where I can better my condition and admit where I'm wrong and say, I was wrong and I stand corrected? That's called perfecting your measure. That's what it's called, nothing else. Admitting when you're wrong is where you are growing and you're learning and you're bettering your condition, you're bettering your state of mind. You're more honest with yourself because you love yourself. And anytime someone asks you a question, here comes honesty. It may not be something that you'll be comfortable with, but at least the love is behind that honesty, right? We can't be lost into what's going on in social media, who said what, who's instigating an argument, who wants to see who fight, who is doing this and who's doing that in the industry and all this other stuff, and all your crazy rappers and all them. They're not doing nothing for you. There's no upliftment there. It's the devil pretend to be an angel. We have to keep a close eye on who's who. And now we got to check test them and see if they're really genuine. And majority of the time, whatever. I don't care anymore. And these are the things that you have to say. I have no control over this person's anger. So I'm going to leave them alone. So you guys have the good rest of your day. The show's going to continue. Islam. All right, y'all. Peace and love. I got to get some rest. I got some things to do in the AM, in the noon, and the new day. So peace and love. Islam.